Hi class, today we're going to learn about the water cycle. We're going to review a little bit before we get started. So what are some examples of water that you may have seen or maybe felt personally?
Bottled water. I drink in the morning time.
Bottled water.
One time I was in ocean.
Ocean.
Or like ice.
Excellent job. Those are all examples. Some other examples are like lakes, streams, rivers. We've previously learned these vocabulary terms, but we are just going to review before we get started so that everything is clear once we do form the water cycle as a whole. Evaporation. Evaporation is vaporization. It occurs when gas is turned into a vapor instead of going into the liquid stage. Condensation is when humid meets cold, water droplets form. An example of this would be when you have a pop bottle and there's little ice, or not even ice, but like water droplets on it. When that happens and you have a cold pop on a humid day, you will have water droplets due to condensation. Transpiration. Transpiration occurs when moisture falls to the ground. Plants then turn it into vapor, so trees could come out of tree leaves in order to have that process occur. Precipitation is when condensation creates through water vapor and falls due to gravity. So that's just like rain, is another word for that. Surface runoff, the flow of water that collects above the surface of the earth. So that's when there's like a little mini pond forming, for example. Groundwater is water that's below Earth's surface. So the difference between surface runoff and groundwater is that one is below the Earth's surface and one's above the Earth's surface. So, for you three to participate in this lesson, you will help me decide the essential details of the water cycle. So, some vocabulary that we've gone over previously, but now we're connecting those ideas in order to form the water cycle. I have the content enhancement routine. We're going to use the framing routine today. So, here I've highlighted the key topics. So, you're going to write the water cycle, and then what it is about. Here's the main ideas of the water cycle, and then last but not least, why it is important. This step allows you to really organize your thoughts and allows you to write like the definitions out and just really allows you to connect and look back when it's needed. So, the key topic right here, put the water cycle. Then, the steps in order of the water cycle that they occur. Here's for the definition part of it. So you can write underneath the boxes. We're going to reveal the main ideas. So one idea, for example, would be evaporation. We'll put evaporation in the box right here. We're going to analyze details. So details for each main idea go right underneath. There's 4 lines per box. Make a so what statement, which is a statement formed with the help of our class. But I will give you a statement, for example. Why is the water cycle important to understand, and how is it able to relate to the weather we may experience? Class, do you have any examples of why it is important and how it could relate to our everyday lives?
Crops, like farmers need water to get crops and like the corn and stuff.
Great job, Lo. That is correct. So we're going to extend our understanding. So the vocabulary we had just learned, we are going to connect it now to the water cycle. So it's very much so all the vocabulary previously on the water cycle that we've already learned connect to each other in order to form one cycle that can allow for things such as precipitation to occur, which does allow crops to be watered. We are now going to review the content of the water cycle using think, pair, share. Please turn to a partner and tell them which step occurs when water changes from a gas to a vapor.
Did you just make this?
Yeah, I did.
Sean, would you please tell us which step occurs when water changes from a gas to a vapor?
Evaporation.
Great. When you have a cold, turn to a partner one more time. And when you have a cold pop on a hot day that has water droplets forming on the outside, which step has occurred?
Condensation.
Say Sam, would you please tell the class what step has occurred?
Is it condensation?
It is correct. Please turn to a partner again and tell them which step occurs when moisture has fallen and plants change it into vapor.
Precipitation.
Sure.
Precipitation is when water falls, but in order for water to be to come from plants to go up, which happens.
I don't know if I remember that one.
No, I don't think I do either.
Transpiration.
Great job, Sean. It is transpiration.
What? It is?
All right. Great job today, class. You have learned steps of the water cycle and how to connect them.